Hold on to your seats, crypto enthusiasts. Industry expert Mark Yusko has just dropped a bombshell prediction: Bitcoin soaring to an unbelievable 150,000 by April. With the highly anticipated halving just around the corner, Yusko's bold forecast is igniting a frenzy of excitement among the investors. Stay tuned as we witness this unprecedented surge in the crypto world. Don't forget to subscribe, like and share, and let's start. Who's buying the Bitcoin top this next cycle? Write like in the comments, it would be really interesting to know. When Bitcoin costs $1 million per coin and a 1 MSAT UTXO costs 10k, how do you plan to accumulate your sats before you eventually withdraw them into the self-custody? By 2030 and possibly sooner, Bitcoin will have set me financially free twice in less than 20 years. So do you realize how completely fucking nuts that is? Stop outsmarting yourself and just walk through the door and on, it's wide open. Also, only 1436 more sats to go. The dollar is going to fucking zero, and that's the truth. Bitcoin halving is in 3 weeks. April is going to be insane for crypto. I'm picking 3 top meme coins to ape it into, and I mean ape into heavily. I mean ape into like I did Dogecoin. We are in unprecedented times here. Also, Bitcoin is still chopping around right above the 2021 cycle highs. Don't get shaken out. Bitcoin has found support at 4 hours 200 moving average EMA throughout the most of it move up since 25k. Only shortly it fell below, after which it quickly retook it. The 4-hour 200 moving average EMA tends to give a good indication of the mid to high time frame trend. Also, Bitcoin is playing out very similarly to what the S&P 500 did in the past 2 years. If this continues to play out similarly, we are looking at some minor downside before a literal up only. Let's see what's happening next. Bitcoin will hit 150,000 by 2025 according to investment firm CEO's Crypto Crystal Ball. With a highly anticipated Bitcoin halving just weeks away, the industry pundit Mark Yusko, CEO of Morgan Creek Capital Management, is fueling the fire of investor excitement with a daring price prediction: Bitcoin reaching a staggering 150,000 by 2025. So will Bitcoin register a new all-time high? Yusko's bullish outlook hinges on a combination of factors, as he cites Metcalfe's law, a network effect model, to estimate the top crypto's current fair value at 50k. So the upcoming halving, which cuts some minor rewards in half, is expected to disrupt supply dynamics and historically has been followed by price surges. However, Yusko acknowledges the emergence of transaction fees as a new wrinkle, potentially mitigating the immediate impact of the halving on the miner profitability. So this cycle might be a bit different, as Yusko says, referring to the transaction fees generated by ordinals and inscriptions, a recent development allowing users to enter data onto the Bitcoin blockchain. Bitcoin's fair value. So despite this, he anticipates a fair value of 75,000 post-halving due to the factor like increased investors' interest and the fear of missing out that often accompanies such events. Yusko isn't alone in his optimism, as big names like Robert Kiyosaki and Standard Chartered Bank share his belief in a potential $150,000 price target, as this sentiment echoes the broader bullish trend in the crypto market, fueled by increasing institutional adoption and a growing recognition of Bitcoin as a potential hedge against inflation. But not everyone is convinced, as Bitcoin's price history is notoriously volatile, and external factors like regulatory changes or economical downturns can quickly derail even the most well-reasoned predictions, as critics also point out the limitations in applying Metcalfe's law, originally designed for communication networks, to complex systems like Bitcoin. Exact price trajectory unclear, so the road of 150,000 also remains unclear, while Yusko predicts a significant price increase after the halving, with a potential peak around 9 months later. The exact trajectory hinges on a delicate balance between supply and demand. Increased demand from institutional investors, particularly through the vehicle like Bitcoin ETFs, could propel the price price upwards. However, this needs to be met by a constrained supply due to the halving, as the price has to rise with more demand than supply, as the analyst emphasizes suggesting a potentially parabolic price movement towards the end of the year, and historically Bitcoin price peaks have occurred around the 9 months after halving events before a subsequent bear market sets in. The next one, Grayscale's Bitcoin ETF sees a drastic 60% drop in outflows. So why is this important? The outflow from the Grayscale Bitcoin ETF rocked the market hard last week, leading to a dramatic decline in the Bitcoin price. However, with the new week there has been a change in direction as investors begin to get bullish on the Bitcoin once more. As a result, the outflows from the Grayscale ETF have slowed down, reaching one of its lowest points for the month. And the Grayscale's Bitcoin ETF outflows dropped 60%, and the Grayscale outflows ramped up last week, spearheading what would turn out to be a full week of outflows from spot Bitcoin ETFs for the first time ever, as the outflows rose rapidly over the week and even moving into the new week. However, inflows into spot Bitcoin ETFs have been on the rise, which have overshadowed the outflows from the GBTC. Despite the outflows from the GBTC continuing, it has begun to spin into a more positive narrative as a number of Bitcoin flowing out of the fund is declining fast. To put this in perspective, data shows there was 300 Bitcoin moved out of the fund on Wednesday, March 27th, and on Thursday, March 2024. This figure dropped to the 105 Bitcoin, representing a 60% drop. This marks the second day with the lowest outflows from the Grayscale Bitcoin ETF, right behind the March 12th outflows of 79 Bitcoins. It also points to the decline in the volume of the outflows as investors start to level out and find their footing elsewhere. Nevertheless, the GBTC has remained the loser of the spot Bitcoin ETF race, nursing a full month of outflows so far. Since the ETFs were first approved in January until now, there has been more than $14.6 billion moved out of the fund, which accounts for around 50% of its total balances. This Bitcoin have presumably found a home in other spot ETF funds, which have been seeing massive inflows. And unlike last week, inflows have also dominated spot Bitcoin ETFs this week, as total inflows for the week crossed above 800 million, bringing the total assets under management to almost 57 billion in less than 3 months. This kind of all the information we have on the news, but looking at the price right now, we are back down to 69,000, probably will drop for some time before going up to actually liquidate the short positions located at $72,560. As of now, we are probably heading towards the 66,000 level where all the long positions are located. And first of all, taking long positions, then going for the short positions once again. While they are still collecting the amounts over there, we are going for a small right back towards the 66,000 support level, which will be our last support level most likely before because we had it to 60,000 before it was our support position. Now we are looking into $66,000, and then we are going to be climbing even higher than that. So that's kind of all the information we got on today's video. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. See you in the next one, and peace.